Nobody really tells you this, but the reason your desires are not showing up quickly is not because the universe is ignoring you. It is because there is something very simple, very hidden, that most people completely miss. And once you understand this, everything about manifestations starts to make sense in a calm and natural way. You don't need to struggle harder or force your thoughts again and again. Manifestation was never meant to feel heavy or complicated. But many people turn it into pressure, doubt, and endless waiting. That is where the delay begins. The more you chase something with frustration, the further it feels. The truth is, what you are trying to attract is already responding to you, but not in the way you expect. It responds to your inner state, your quiet thoughts, and the energy you carry when no one is watching. Not just your words, not just your affirmations, but your deep inner feeling. And this is where everything changes. Because once you see what is really happening behind the scenes, you stop forcing and you start aligning. And that is exactly where the fastest shift begins. Manifestation is actually very simple, but many people make it complicated in their mind. At its core, manifestation is just the process of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs shaping your outer reality. What you consistently think and feel inside slowly starts to reflect in your life outside. It is not magic, it is alignment. Every moment, your mind is sending signals based on what you believe to be true. If you believe something is far away, difficult, or impossible, your inner world holds that truth, and your outer world begins to match it. But when you start believing something is already possible, your energy begins to shift in a new direction. You don't need special words or perfect techniques. What truly matters is your inner state. The universe responds more to what you feel than what you say. Even when you are silent, your thoughts are speaking clearly through your energy. So manifestation is not about trying to get something from outside. It is about changing what is already happening inside you. When your inner world changes, your outer reality has no choice but to follow in its own time and way. Most people don't realize why their manifestations take so long or never seem to work. It is usually not because the desire is wrong, but because of what is happening inside the mind every day. Small thoughts of doubt, fear, and impatience slowly build resistance without you even noticing it. For example, you may say you want something, but at the same time you are thinking, what if it doesn't happen? Or why is it taking so long? These thoughts send mixed signals. One part of you is asking, and another part is blocking. And this inner conflict creates delay. Another common mistake is overthinking the process. People keep checking, waiting, and trying to control how and when it will happen. But manifestation does not respond well to pressure. The more you stress about the timing, the more you feel separated from what you want. Doubt is also very powerful. Even a small amount of doubt repeated daily can weaken your belief over time. And when belief becomes weak, your energy no longer matches your desire. So the real reason things don't manifest quickly is not lack of effort. It is the hidden resistance created by thoughts that go against what you are trying to attract. The hidden principle behind fast manifestation is something very few people truly understand. It is not about doing more, thinking harder, or repeating affirmations all day. The real secret is alignment. When your inner world is fully aligned with what you want, things start to move in a natural and effortless way. Alignment simply means that your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are all moving in the same direction. There is no conflict inside you. You are not saying one thing and feeling another. You are not hoping while also doubting. Everything inside you starts to feel calm, certain, and clear. When alignment is strong, you don't feel like you are chasing your desire anymore. Instead, you feel like it already belongs to you in some way. Even if it has not physically appeared yet, your inner state accepts it as real. And that inner acceptance is what speeds things up. Many people try to manifest through effort, but the real shift happens through state of being. The universe does not respond to force, it responds to vibration. And alignment is the vibration of already being in harmony with what you desire. Once you understand this, you stop struggling and start allowing. And that is where everything begins to change. Your emotional state plays a much bigger role in manifestation than most people realize. It is not just what you think or say, but how you feel in your daily life that creates your reality. Your emotions are like a strong magnetic signal that tells the universe what you are truly experiencing inside. When you feel happy, peaceful, and certain, your energy becomes open and receptive. In that state, you are naturally in harmony with positive outcomes. But when you feel worried, doubtful, or desperate, your energy starts to feel heavy and blocked. And that creates distance between you and what you want. This is why two people can think the same thought, but get completely different results. One person may think with calm trust, while the other thinks with stress and fear. The difference is not the thought itself, but the emotional energy behind it. The truth is, your emotions are constantly shaping your vibration, and your vibration is what attracts your experiences. So even a simple thought of belief, when supported by a strong positive feeling, becomes much more powerful. When you start to focus on feeling good first, everything else slowly begins to align in a natural way. One of the most important steps in manifestation is learning how to let go of resistance. Resistance is the inner tension that comes from fear, doubt, and the need to control everything. It quietly blocks the flow of what you are trying to receive. Many people think they must constantly think about their desire to make it happen faster. But this often creates the opposite effect. When your mind is always focused on when it will come or why it is not here yet, you are sending a message of lack. And that feeling of lack keeps you stuck in the same place. Letting go does not mean giving up. It simply means you stop holding on to worry and pressure. You allow things to unfold without forcing them. You trust that what is meant for you is already on its way, even if you cannot see it yet. When resistance is released, your energy becomes lighter. You feel more peaceful inside, and in that peaceful state, your alignment becomes stronger. This is where things start to move without effort. The less you resist, the more you allow. And the more you allow, the faster things begin to flow into your life naturally. The power of assumption is one of the strongest forces behind manifestation, yet most people don't pay attention to it. What you truly assume to be real in your mind slowly becomes your outer reality, even if you don't realize it at first. An assumption is not just a thought you think once. It is something you believe to be true on a deeper level. For example, if you assume that things always work out for you, your mind starts to act from that belief naturally. But if you assume that nothing ever goes your way, your experience begins to reflect that as well. The mind does not argue with strong assumptions. It simply accepts them and builds your reality around them over time. This is why your inner beliefs matter more than your temporary thoughts. A strong belief repeated often becomes your dominant reality. When you assume your desire is already on its way or already done, your energy shifts. You stop questioning it so much. You stop doubting it constantly. And instead, you begin to feel a quiet sense of certainty. This inner certainty is what speeds up manifestation. Because what you assume with feeling and consistency becomes the direction your life slowly starts to follow. Daily mental conditioning is something most people ignore, but it is one of the strongest parts of manifestation. Your mind is always learning from what you repeat every day, even if you are not aware of it. The thoughts you think again and again slowly become your normal way of thinking. If your inner dialogue is full of doubt, worry, or negativity, your subconscious mind starts to accept that as your reality. And once the subconscious accepts something, it begins to reflect it in your outer life. This is why repeated thoughts are so powerful. On the other hand, when you consistently repeat positive, supportive thoughts, your mind starts to shift in a new direction. It may not change everything overnight, but over time, it rewires your inner belief system, and that change becomes your new foundation. This is why affirmations, self-talk, and inner conversations matter so much. Even simple thoughts like things are working out for me, or I am safe and supported can slowly reshape your mindset when repeated daily with feeling. Your mind is always being trained, either by fear or by trust. So whatever you repeat most often becomes the strongest program running in your life, and that program decides what you attract. One of the most powerful shifts in manifestation happens when you start living as if what you want is already real. This does not mean pretending or forcing yourself to act differently on the outside. It means changing your inner identity and the way you see yourself right now. When you live from the state of already having it, your thoughts naturally begin to change. You stop thinking from a place of I need this and start thinking from this, is already mine. This small shift in identity creates a completely different energy around you. Your actions also begin to change in a natural way. You make decisions with more confidence. You feel less anxious about outcomes. And you stop chasing things with desperation because your mind already feels connected to the result. The universe responds strongly to identity. It does not just look at what you want, but who you believe you are. When your inner identity matches your desire, things start to align faster and more smoothly. So living as if is not imagination. It is a mental and emotional alignment with the version of you who already has what you desire. And that is where true transformation begins. Everything you have learned in this video comes down to one simple truth. Manifestation is not about struggle, pressure, or forcing things to happen. It is about your inner world. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, and your identity are always shaping your reality in ways you may not notice at first. When you bring awareness to alignment, release resistance, and start trusting your inner state, things begin to shift naturally. You don't need to chase your desires. You only need to become aligned with them. And when that happens, life starts to respond in powerful and quiet ways. The fastest way to manifest anything is not outside of you. It has always been inside you, in your belief, in your feelings, in your ability to stay calm, certain, and connected to what you want without doubt taking over. So take a moment and allow this understanding to settle in. Let go of pressure. Trust your process. And remember that everything is already moving toward you in its perfect timing. If this message resonated with you, take a second to like this video. Comment on what you are manifesting right now. Share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more powerful content like this.